Is this working? Can we? Okay, good. Hi, welcome everybody. My name is Elena Martinez. Welcome to Glacier Unitarian Universalist Fellowship. We gather here to celebrate life and renew our faith in the essential goodness of beauty. This community gathers on the ancestral, unceded lands of the Salish Kootenai tribes who are still here, continuing to honor and bring to light their ancient heritage. We acknowledge the continuing harm done to indigenous groups in our community and beyond, and we seek a deepening relationship and meaningful reconciliation with these people, and with gratitude and honor both the people and the land. As I said before, my name is Elena Martinez, and I'll be your service leader today. We decided to do a kind of a circle service today, so if we're a little squished, we'll just get friendly, get to know your neighbor. It's nice to see everybody. This room is so full. It's so beautiful. Yay! Thank you for coming. Wow. So whether you are here for the first time or have been coming for years, wherever you are from, whoever you love, whatever history we share, you are welcome here. Today's topic is to honor Indigenous Peoples Day, and our guest speakers are Star, who, if you'd like to stand up, Star, and Bear, and myself, Elena. And we are here to share part of our cultures and to have almost like a Q&A. We're going to do a little discussion topic and then ask some questions, and then we'll be ending with a drum circle. So I have some extra percussion instruments so that if you guys want to play some drums or rattles or whatever, we have a box. So you are welcome to use them. Right now is the time for announcements. So who has some announcements?
There is a board meeting right after services and fellowship, and we'd love to have anyone who wants to be a partaker come on over to the office.
Here's one more. Okay. I was going to say, too, we also invite you to stay after the service for refreshments and coffee.
Next Sunday, we'll be taking a deep dive into the Serenity Prayer, which is a wonderful spiritual exercise, and I hope you all will join us. It is put on by the Green Team. There will be some environmental portions, but the heart of it is spiritual.
What time is that?
That's at 10 o'clock next Sunday here.
Anybody else? Announcements? Okay. All right. Now is the time for chalice lighting. Akasha, would you help me? Thanks. At times, our own light goes out and is rekindled by a spark from another person. Each of us has cause to think with deep gratitude of those who have lighted the flame within us. Now is the time to share. Actually, I think before we do that, sorry. We'll have our hymn now. Yeah.
So the choir will sing this through once so you can hear the tune, and then we will all sing it if you're able, and we'll sing it together.
It's in the teal hymn.
The choir says, thank you.
Are you guys in the choir?
Mother Earth awakens me.
So today we're going to do something a little different with the children. Usually what we do is we'll share like a story and have them come up. But right now we don't really have a story. What we did is, Star, would you come up, please? Thanks. Star made an altar for us today. And so what we'd like for the children to do, if you want to come up with a mom or a dad or a grandma or grandpa, somebody, or if you want to come by yourself, we're going to just ask do not touch the altar. But if you want to come up and sit down on the floor, right over here in front of it, and we're going to talk about what we see on the altar. So come on up, you guys. You can sit on the side here, or if you want to sit kind of on this side, you're welcome to, wherever there's space and room. I know we don't usually do things like this, but this is kind of special and unique, so we wanted to share it with you before you left. So I'm going to ask the children, what do you see on the altar? Raise your hand if you see something and you might want to talk about it. Yeah, go ahead. What do you see? Pumpkins. What else do we see? Go ahead. A turtle shell. What do you see? Feathers. Uh-huh. What else do we see on it? What do you see? An arrowhead.
Good job.
It's beautiful. What else do we see, children? What? Oh, hi, Ira. Is that
That's
your name?
important too.
Hi. Welcome. I'm so glad that you could come up here. Do you see anything over here that you might know? What do you see, Ira?
What does this look like to you?
What is that?
What animal does it look like to you? What do we have a lot of? Yeah. Yeah, good job. Good job.
Is that the bear?
Yeah, bear carved a bear. So there's all different elements. We like to put all different elements here on the table. And this is just, anybody can do that. You can do it in your own homes. And it's just elements from the earth. So feathers are really cool because they offer, you know, the sky and all the beautiful things that birds bring to us. And we also have living items like squash and pumpkins because it's that time of year, right? Halloween's coming up. We have harvest. It's beautiful. We also have an egg. This is beautiful. So this is an ostrich egg. Yeah. No, it's not fake. It's real. Yeah. And so eggs, you know, represent fertility and amazingness. And you guys are just, you know, children, so you're bringing that to the table too, and the curiosity. We have this. What do those look like to you guys? You've seen those before. Antlers, yeah. Also sacred medicine. So we have all these elements, and these are just beautiful things that we can collect and give thanks to because that's what makes our earth, right? That's, we have to keep it preserved, and we have to do our job, right?
And there's one more thing that I wanted to speak about. We have our candles here, and the candles are wrapped up in different color cloths. What color do you guys see? Carmen?
Yellow and
Red? Yeah. Do you see any other? Go ahead. Black. And this one doesn't have one on it, but this one represents white. And those are the colors of our 4 directions. Do you guys know the 4 directions? Can you guys name one of them? Go ahead. What are they? One starts with a N, north, and then west. Go ahead. south. There's one more. East, yeah.
Good job, guys.
The directions are very important for everybody. So we have them on the altar too, and we honor them. Is there anything else that you see that you want to talk about? Go ahead. Do you want to tell us about the claw?
Which one? Which one are you pointing to? Oh, the bird claw. Yeah. So we were gifted this beautiful golden eagle, and I'm actually not allowed in my culture to touch the feathers. A lot of women aren't, but we were gifted this by our beautiful friend Mitzi over here, and Bear actually made this headdress by hand as well as the claw, because we like to use all the parts of the animal. And if we can, if you want to eat the animal, then you can, but also just using every part, because even though it's past, its spirit lives on, and so we can use it for tools, for music, and all sorts of things. So that's what we like to do. And you can do that with anything. You can use it as a back scratcher, exactly. Yep. Christmas is coming up. You know?
Good idea.
Very observant. Good job.
Is there anything else that you guys see? Go ahead, Clement. The bowl. This one? Yeah. There's actually something special that I was going to put in here, but I don't know if it came. Do you want to bring it up? You have it?
Behind the drums.
Okay. Yeah, that bowl is going to hold something very special. This is cornmeal. Cornmeal is very sacred. No, that's not cornmeal, that's butter.
It's bleached corn.
There it is.
It's cornmeal.
Cornmeal is? You guys ever had anything like cornbread or maybe...
You guys have had popcorn, right?
Yeah.
Basically, it's the same thing. You just take it and knead it until it becomes like this. And traditionally, Elena can talk about that.
I just eat regular corn and just popcorn.
Nice.
You can eat regular corn and you can eat popcorn, yum. And we have used cornmeal for a very long time. Many humans have used cornmeal to give us food, and it has helped through the winter. We can store cornmeal and make bread from it. And so it's something that has helped a lot of people survive for many years. So we honor it, and it is one of the sacred things in our traditions is cornmeal. Yeah. All right. Is there anything else that you guys want? Go ahead.
That thing.
Which one?
Oh yeah, so this is just our sacred beadwork. This is actually my grandmother, so this is pretty old. She's 99, the oldest member of the Northern Cheyenne tribe. So, yep.
All right. Well, if you guys are ready, it's time for us to sing you out. Thank you so much for coming and looking at our altar.
Guys, thank you.
Go now in peace. Go now in peace. May the Spirit of God surround you everywhere, everywhere. Shall you take So this is the time in our service when we share the milestones from our individual lives. It's the joys and concerns. When you come up to share your joy or concern, please light a candle, use the microphone so we can hear you, if you want us to. You can say it very quietly in a whisper too. I think that's okay. And hold your thoughts quietly in your heart, and we will listen respectfully and lovingly.
I'm happy and grateful this morning that my daughter Eleanor is here visiting. She's been here for a week. She's behind us here. It's a great joy. Ouch. Do you want to come up?
We see her. Hi, Eleanor. Yeah, hi, everyone. Happy to be here in fellowship with you. Thank you. I'm going to share Mom's candle.
Okay.
If I can get up, I will. And I just want to light a candle for all 3 of my children and the world's best wife dealing with a really difficult guy to deal with. Oh, you're bragging. I know. I'm just so proud.
Well, I could light several candles, but one will do it. One for Tony, who is here, our son, and we are so happy to have him. And one for daughter Christy and Rich, and her husband Rich. We're sorry they can't be here. They had to leave early because Rich's mother is having some medical problems, and he had to hurry back. So I want to keep him in our hearts. And one for Ruth, oh, that's special. It's Tuesday, will be her 92nd birthday.
I have a dual-purpose candle today for newcomers. You folks, most of you probably know that this fellowship has been supporting a refugee family, the Marads, for the last several years. And on September 25th, they had a new baby, Adam. So we want to welcome Adam. I don't think this has been announced here before. And secondly, just a joy for me about newcomers, and that's for all you newcomers in this room. All us old elders want you to really appreciate how much we appreciate you being here. It's just wonderful to have all of us old elders and all of you younger non-elders. So thank you.
Well, there have been a number of anniversary announcements over the past few weeks or so, like 65 and 65. Well, we're going to light a candle for each one of our years of marriage.
One.
And today's the day. It's been a great year.
First year is the hardest. Congratulations. Married in this room. A year ago. 1 year ago.
This is a candle of concern for all the government employees that are missing their first paycheck this weekend. And for all the millions of Americans who depend on civilian government employees for programs and services that they are not getting access to or funding.
I'm just feeling really joyful about the snow this morning.
This is to Star and Bear, who in a short time have so enriched my life. and brought me here. And the energy is really nice, guys.
That's
I'm glad these are multi-purpose candles because there's a lot going on to be happy about, to be sad about. And it's hard for me to think about one versus the other, so I'm going to include them both. Where to start? I'm happy my children are together and that they're able now in California to visit with each other because they're twins and they have a special bond. I am happy because it won't take me as much to get to them when the time comes. This is odd, but I'm really happy that there's at least a beginning of the end of the violence that has been going on and in the Middle East. And I'm not surprised that it happened because of the brokering of it, but I'll be surprised if it remains. I hope it will. I have friends there that I love, and I just think about how much they are suffering and how, it's just, we have to get back to what's really important about being a human being, to be human, humankind, human and kind. And I'm thrilled that the woman whose name I can't pronounce won the Nobel Peace Prize.
I'm just feeling very thankful for the snow and for this beautiful community that we have here in Guff. And just feeling really grateful that we have this place where we can find peace in the midst of chaos right now. And I'm also grateful for all the new life, like that little one over there. And yeah, so.
My candle is not profound but practical. I have hay in the barn, and that is a feat to be reckoned with because you have to align the weather, your delivery man, hay quality, and the neighbor who drives the skid steer. All of those aligned on Friday, and it is just such a wonderful feeling. Bring winter on. I am ready.
I have to say something very important. Sorry, and I am lighting a new candle. I really...
Micah.
I will. I deeply want to thank you, Elena, and for you, Bear, and tell me... Star. My brain isn't working. My soul is, but not my brain. Star and Bear for coming because we really need you. And if I hadn't learned the hard way about all that Indigenous people and that the discrimination, everything that goes with that, if I hadn't learned that the hard way, maybe I wouldn't feel so deeply, but I feel very deeply about you all and about our potential to appreciate you and what you did for this place as the first people here at least 14,000 years ago. Elena, you are a treasure. Thank you.
I will light this final candle. Oh, were you going to come up and light a candle? Oh.
Thank you, everyone, for being here. We're so excited to share our wisdom and our ancient but also modern ways of understanding Indigenous people. I am so grateful for Elena and her family and Mitzi and her family for helping us. We just moved here in July, so we are very new to this area, and we are just so blessed because we used to do drum circles. We used to do all sorts of things with all sorts of different tribes and down in Houston, and we hope to bring a little bit of that here today and help just share that with fellowship, because it doesn't really matter where you come from. We all have ancestors, and that's what's important. So I'm excited to share that with you guys. I'll treat you. Okay.
All right. I will light this final candle for all the joys and concerns that remain in our hearts unspoken. Thank you, everybody. So we're going to do something a little different here. Bear and Star, if you want to come up. I'm going to introduce the guests, and we can just talk a little bit about who we are. I'll let you go first, Bear, because I think a lot of people already know me, so I feel as though I want to get Bear and Star introduced. Oh, and before we start, I am noticing it's 10:30, so if you have to leave, if we're running over time and you have to leave, we will not be offended, but I am seeing that we'll probably be running over just a little bit because it already is 10:30.
Alrighty. Greetings, everyone. It's great to be here, and it's lovely to see so many faces. I'm Bear Stormcaller. I come from Hondo, Texas, near San Antonio. I'm a descendant of the Apache and Comanche peoples. She's a distant cousin, I'm sure. And I have some Blackfoot cousins up here, and I first came here in 2019 to experience the culture on a bicycle. I was dropped off in Wyoming with a backpack and some food, and I went all the way up to Glacier. And so it was over 700 miles. I got to experience this land, and luckily I didn't come in the winter, but it was a great experience, and I just fell in love with the place so much. So it's wonderful to be back and to know somebody that also has family up here, and I'll go ahead and give this to her now. Thank you.
Hi, my name's Star Roadwoman, and basically, I'm Northern Cheyenne. I come from the Northern Cheyenne tribe down in Lame Deer. I was adopted off the reservation, so I was raised predominantly in Houston, Texas, and in Montreal. I just feel like it's so important for us as modern day Indigenous people, kind of like I said when I lit the candle, to share these gifts because they're dying traditions, and we shouldn't be the gatekeepers. We should be able to share them with communities just like this, and we're so grateful for that because it's finally, it's the time. Otherwise, it's lost forever. So that's what we're here to do, and I'm going to pass it back over to Bear.
Thank you.
Thanks, you guys. So first, I am going to honor the 4 directions. And Baron Star, actually, if you want to come back up here, I'm so sorry. While we honor the 4 directions, since I have a mic and I have to hold the mic, I'm wondering if, would you want to lighten? Okay. So while we honor the 4 directions, we always start where the sun rises. And I'm going to ask you, if you feel comfortable in participating in our ceremony with us, if you would stand with us. And we are going to face each direction, going from east, then to south, then to west, and then to north. And I will verbally let you know when we're going to change directions. And this is a time to just give honor to what each direction brings. It's a time to connect with nature, because when you don't live in buildings all the time, you have a little bit more of connection. You know where the sun rises. You're familiar when it rises, and I just want us as a community to connect again. So if you will take this time with us and join with us, that would be wonderful. We'll start out first. We're going to light the smudge first. So we don't have to start east right now if you want to watch us start the smudge, and then, yeah.
Thank you.
We use 4 sacred herbs. We use sage, tobacco, sweetgrass, and cedar. I'm going to smudge, and we'll smudge the space and the room, and then we will do our honoring. Can I switch? Do you want to start? The smudge is here to cleanse and bring you into a space where your spirit can, I'm just going to wait for a minute. I'm sorry. I'm going to wait until our elder gets some help. it's important that we give time and space for those sorts of things. So as we walk around and you receive smudge, this is a way for us to connect to the Great Spirit and to honor ourselves.
Oh, poor baby.
All the different stages of life, we're all experiencing things. Okay, we're gonna start in the east and we're gonna call in the direction of the east. We give honor to the east. This is the place in which the sun rises. It is the place of new beginnings. It brings us the light. We honor you, East, and we ask you to be here and give us your blessing. Aho. And now we'll move to the south. We honor the south. This is the place that brings us the warm breeze. It is the place that signifies growth in our lives and in the earth. We honor you, South, and we ask you to give us your blessings. Aho. And we'll move to the west. This is the place in which the sun sets. It is the place of the shadow and brings growth and development in yourself when you go inward to this dark place. We ask you to be here and give us your blessing. Aho. And the north, the place of the ancestors and the cold wind. We ask you to be here during this time and give us your blessings. Aho. And as we look into the center, we want to honor the great mystery and the Creator. For this is the essence that we may not totally understand, but we honor your presence. We ask us to always give us your blessing and ask you to be here with us now. Aho. And as we look down towards the earth, you do not need to bend down if you do not want to. We honor the Mother Earth, all that she has provided for us. Our relations all depend on her, and we give honor to our Mother Earth. Be here with us and give us your blessings. Oh. And to our inner selves, may we always, always speak the truth, live in the truth, and be here within our heart center so that we have a place to go back to. We honor ourselves. Oh. Okay. Barrier.
Alrighty. So, what I will do is, to see all of the lovely faces here, I guess I might walk around slowly in a circle and address everybody here. So, today we're going to have a discussion. I don't want it to be just me talking the whole time. I'd like us all to reflect and just ask ourselves these questions with honesty, with an open heart, and with clarity. So, the spell of European dominion was cast as law, but when the truth is spoken, the spell seems to crumble. There's a few aspects of this system that we live in now that are built on, we'll call them flaws. The first one I want to look at and I'm not going to ask anybody to believe anything I'm saying. Everyone should be skeptical and use your own discernment. But I do want to sit with the gravity of each of these topics so we can truly understand the inequities that have happened throughout history. So, indigenous nations as of today are not truly considered to be sovereign. They're not truly considered to be free as they once were. Now, obviously, we live in a new system, a new way of life where life isn't as easy to envision without this system that we have. But there definitely was a time where governance was considered a self-responsibility of each man, each woman, each nation, each tribe. And each of these things I'm going to talk about is going to address why it's said that the nations are not sovereign as of today, so that we can together come to a place where we can make a decision now. If we were living in that time, how would we respond to these situations? So the treaties that were signed, that were essentially a document demanding the surrender of sovereignty, they were written in a language that they did not speak or understand. They were built on beliefs that were not shared. The idea of owning land, owning water, owning the sky, it was not truly understood. So a treaty proclaiming that land transfer was something just and agreeable was not truly, there was no true meeting of the minds. So these treaties were essentially under the threat of death while there were children, families watching, waiting for peaceful solutions that still protected freedom. But I really just want us to ask ourselves, by today's standards, if a treaty was approached to you with the threat of death, with the threat of erasure and the most egregious harms, would the acquiescence to such a treaty be considered just or fair or something that we would call binding? And anyone can feel free to answer if they think that's a fair or just agreement or treaty that would stand in law today. No. Okay. And does anybody know why? A few reasons, but essentially it can be boiled down to a few essential reasons why a judge would look at that and say, yeah, I'm not going to enforce that treaty.
A contract entered under coercion is not considered a valid or binding contract.
There you go. Thank you so much. And absolutely, ding, ding, ding. So that is considered to be truth now. But a lot of the principles that were taken from these treaties are still in effect today. And they're considered to be just as binding as if you entered into a lawful agreement with somebody with full, free, informed consent. The second one is called discovery. And essentially what this is it's a Christian doctrine of domination. And, you know, this isn't to point fingers or blame anybody, but it's to just speak the truth. The Pope is known to have influenced society throughout history through papal bulls and decrees that exercise the power of the church. This concept of discovery is essentially a Christian belief that only believers could truly hold land. Only believers could truly be considered human, with spirits, with souls that have rights. And because of the belief system of the indigenous people here, they were not treated as a true society. They were treated as if they were animals living in a natural environment. And so their mission was not to really negotiate or be fair with them. It was to erase them and basically clear out room for the new world that they were creating for their freedom. But essentially their journey for freedom blinded them to the true freedom that already had existed here. Freedom essentially was not truly understood by we'll call them founders of the country. Freedom was accepted to be limited in the European societies of monarchies and representative governments where sovereignty is delegated. It's not retained by individuals or exercised by individuals. So this concept of discovery is really just a belief system of superiority and of dehumanization. And the question I want to ask for us to reflect, put ourselves in that position, is if the same belief were acted out today by a religious group to invade, convert, or confiscate land in the name of a god, would it be honored as law or would it be treated differently? And anybody can feel free to chime in.
Probably wouldn't be like accepted by most people.
Probably be considered some kind of cult action.
Or like something's going on in this part of the world that's not right.
Right, something is wrong.
It would be considered an act of war.
Right, an act of aggression, invasion.
Depends on. Unless you're the person that's doing it, in which case, of course, you're right.
Right.
It depends on who the aggressor is and who the.
It's a very subjective justification, right? And so, but in law, they try to stay objective. They try to stay beyond subjectivity. And I think if we all asked ourselves in law, how would this be treated? It would be treated objectively as if it were not law, as if it were not just or fair. And so then we'll move on to the conquest. And we're not going to go through all 10. I've condensed them, so we won't have to speak too much longer. But the conquest is a claim to rule by, let's say, landing ashore and planting a flag, or having some event happen where now it's just to wage a war and to seize property and seize sovereignty and rights. And all the wars that the government enacted were considered and are still to this day considered to be just and fair, and which is why the conquest is seen to be legitimate, completely and wholly. So to reflect on that, they fought the Europeans, they fought tyranny overseas, and they came to these new lands where freedom was dominant. And as they were preaching liberty and justice, they were enslaving and depriving a whole continent of people's rights. And so, you know, this rhetorical question, if somebody did such a thing today, if I came to your house and planted a flag and read a scroll and waved a wand or threw some dirt in the air and said, "This is now my house. Thank you so much for the giving your rights to me, for allowing me to come and own your home now." This is something that nowadays I don't think would be fully recognized, but if anybody, you know, thinks I'd like to have if somebody wants to chime in why they think it might have been justified to say that it was just to plant a flag and be the rightful owner after a ritual or a declaration. To me, it's kind of like it's hard for me to imagine this being. But if you'd like to.
They
they felt it was right because these weren't people, these were animals. They had no soul, they had no intelligence, they were just beasts to be conquered.
Absolutely. That sums up the belief and the ideology of the people here that were to colonize and build something that they could control. And the next essential key that they used to deprive the sovereignty of the nations was the concept of terra nullius, and this means land that's empty and void. Because we did not build churches to worship, or because we did not believe in the ownership of land and the ownership of nature in general, the civilization of our ancestors looked a lot different to European societies. They saw empty land, but we saw fields that were to be filled with food seasonally, and ways of living in harmony with the land and growing from it and getting stronger and carrying down the teachings of our ancestors to stay strong and stay healthy and thrive in those environments. Because we did not have the same type of society, they considered us essentially nothing, which is what terra nullius means, is land that is empty of anything valuable to consider before conquering. So if today we went to an area of land or peoples and we were blind to their society, we were blind to their culture and their rights, would our venture be considered holy or righteous in our expansion to these lands that are considered empty? Or would we look at it with a new perspective today?
Not necessarily. Depends who's looking at it. We all see examples of an island that's huge. Oh, I want that, I'm going after it. Oh, a canal, I want that, I'm going after it. Oh, we have more miles on this sea, so I'm going to call it my sea or my country's sea. So all this is really
Subjective and
it's in flux. It's
yep.
really, we see examples of it.
So it's very common today to see the same situation happen in different ways, but ultimately it's the belief that land, earth, water, and the sky is a commodity. It's an asset to be treated as a store of value in a transaction and not really much more. Our ancestors did not see nature as a commodity or as an asset. It was considered to be sacred, our relatives. Things that are inanimate, things that are invisible, are all things that were respected as relatives the same way that you would respect your children and your families. So it was a very egregious situation that happened to our ancestors. Same with most people's ancestors. Many indigenous cultures all throughout the world, tribal peoples, were treated as if they were beasts, and they were killed, and they were not respected as truly human with rights. And the next one we'll go over is civilization. They declared that civilization was not real in this land because of the lack of order and systemic control of the people. It was very much considered that every tribe was sovereign, so no tribe could speak for another tribe, no family could speak for another family. So a lot of times these people that came to make treaties with a certain tribe or a certain family, it did not represent the whole people in the area. It represented only one family, only one clan, and there were a lot of misrepresentations and misunderstandings as to the treaty making and the legitimacy of certain agreements made with Indigenous people. But the question I want to ask about civilization is the idea that our ancestors, or we now, are less than human or less than equal, is that idea truly gone, or is it still hiding in the corners of today's governments and legal books? It's not quite hiding either, is it? It's pretty much blatant. Everywhere we look, we see the evidence of a belief and an ideology that had no bearing in truth or justice. It was a belief that was to serve the self, to serve the religion, to serve the Pope. These people were not really acting for their own necessary ventures. It was very much so a adherence to a religious faith. So I do want to just close and ask a closing reflection of how would you, if you were in this position at this time, maybe we wouldn't have acted and put ourselves at risk of getting stoned by angry colonizers, but just maybe if we ask ourselves what we would be thinking, how we would feel if such a thing were to happen today, and how we would treat it, and how we would want our ancestors or our descendants, our posterity to treat it. Yeah, I just want us to reflect. If anybody can feel free to say anything, but how would we treat the situation today? And how would you feel? How would you think about it? Outrage, sadness, grief, confusion,
Divided. As humans.
unsettled, uncomfortable.
I would try to find a place to hide, like the Tibetan Buddhists and Dalai Lama did, where they found a place where they could hide and try to continue their culture. And you might get found out anyway and murdered, but you could try to hide somewhere and keep it going.
Right. Many of our people throughout the whole continent, they ran for the places that were hard to be chased to. So a lot of people you'll find today, and the most untouched tribes, they live at the top of mountains and the areas that are hard for dogs to get to, because that was a common theme. But yes, that is the essence of the talk I wanted to have. I just wanted us to go over the ideology and the belief system and the justifications that are being used today. That if you went to a Supreme Court, you go to the highest court in the land, and they will uphold these decisions, these claims of conquest and of legal legitimacy of conveyance from the royal charters of land, the land patents. Everything traces back to a royal charter from a crown or a religious society. So I just wanted to touch on the basis of this system, and thank you guys for listening to me and having this little discussion. And Indigenous Peoples Day is really important because we can make a change just by realizing the truth now, we can change limitless things beyond time. Past, present, it's kind of irrelevant. If we can embrace the truth now, we can change. And I think that's the most powerful thing that our people could use today, is an acknowledgement of rights and of the inequities that we're faced. And so that true equity can be had. If people today are entitled to equity and fairness in their daily lives, it only seems reasonable that we would aim to remedy the inequities of the past so that everyone can have a good conscience and a good reason to do what they do every day, and to know that they respect other people. So thank you guys so much, and I don't want to take too much time, so I'm going to find somebody to give the mic to.
Thank you so much, Bear. And with that being said, part of the reason why the three of us wanted to do it the way that we've chosen to do it is because we really want to include all of you into the sacred ceremonies, thoughts, and ideologies that we have, because in reality, we are all one. We are all brothers and sisters of this land. We all have the same mother. And it's important that we all feel connected right now. And I don't want Indigenous Peoples Day / Columbus Day, as we all know what has happened this week, I hope, that was signed earlier this week, that it is not Indigenous Days now federally recognized, that we still feel connected. We are not divided. We still can come together. And what Bear had spoke about is an important part of all of our histories, every single one of us, because our feet walk on this land, dance on this land. Our tears are shed into this earth, just as many of our ancestors were. And it is very important that we feel connected and we support one another during this time. And so this is the reason why we wanted to come together in this way. I don't want anyone to feel as though they are not part of this, that they are the enemy, that they are the ones that came from something horrible. Because I know we all feel a lot of guilt. But there's no place here for that. We are all one, and we all can support each other. And I want to invite each and every one of you in the upcoming months to think of yourself as a child of the earth and all of the relations. We all are connected to every single one. And that is what is written right over here, the interweb of life. We all come here to you. We are all connected with every single thing on this earth. So let's keep that in our hearts, and as we move forward, let us keep the history, learn from it, and move forward holding hands. So I think that the next part of our service is the offering. Star, do you want to come up and talk about what our offering is what organization we're supporting? Oh, Bear, okay.
I'm the research guys.
Yeah, you are.
So the First Nations Development Institute is a organization that supports tribal sovereignty. It shares cultural knowledge, and it advocates for Indigenous people and their struggles for sovereignty and recognition. It's also a learning tool for people to learn more about the culture, and it's a very big financial help for Indigenous people in all nations across the country. So it's a very well established, it's well known, and we are grateful for all the donations that go to the organization. Thank you so much.
So right now we have Star passing out some percussion instruments. We're going to invite you to sing some of the sacred songs. We have a copy of them printed off. They're going to go in order. The first one is called Heartbeat. Then we'll do the Bear song, and then our closing song is May the Great Spirit. So I will kind of sing it the first time so you guys can hear how it goes, and then we can all sing together and play some drums. We'll go get the children and have them come back, and then we can all sing together.
Do you want to?
We've got all kinds of things. They're from my preschool, so they're kid instruments. Star, do you want to come sit by Thanks, Charlotte. We got all kinds of instruments. We're just gonna have some fun, you guys. And you know, you guys, You don't have to be good singers. You do not need to play drums well. We are really just doing this to connect. Is there anything you want to say?
It's just good medicine, and we're all here to share, and the more voices, the louder vibrational frequency, so that is also giving praise. So, yay!
So I'm gonna first sing the song so that you guys can hear it, and then we can all sing it together. Every single song gets sung 4 times. So we're gonna honor the 4 directions, and that's just from my traditions. Not all, as you know, we're not all the same. So these are just songs that we sing in my specific group, and we sing them 4 times. So I'll sing it the first time just so you guys can hear it, and then we'll sing it 4 times together. Does everybody have the words? Yeah. Okay, I'll sing it the first time. So we're gonna start with heartbeat. Okay, it goes like this. I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, heartbeat. I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, heartbeat. Mother, Mother Earth, Earth, noche, noche, on J. And that's it. So it's very, very easy. I tried to pick kind of easier songs for us. All right, you guys ready? Okay. I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, heartbeat. I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, heartbeat. Mother, Mother Earth, Earth, noche, noche, on J. I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, heartbeat. I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, heartbeat. Mother, Mother Earth, Earth, noche, noche, on J. I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, heartbeat. I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, heartbeat. Mother, Mother Earth, Earth, noche, noche, on J. One more time. I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, heartbeat. I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, I can feel your heartbeat, heartbeat. Mother, Mother Earth, Earth, noche, noche, on J. Oh! All right, the next song is called the Bear Song. It's kind of tricky with the words, so it's good to listen first. Okay.
It's catchy.
Okay. Yana hoea hoea ne. And then you guys repeat. So it's supposed to be like an echo song, but first hear it and then we'll sing it. Yana hoea hoea ne. Yana hoea hoea ne. Hoea hoea ne. Hey ne. Yana hoea hoea ne. Then it goes, oh Lord, make me strong as a bear. Oh Lord, make me strong as a bear. Oh Lord, this I pray. Oh Lord,
song, we'll sing it one time. And I will sing it first, and then we can all sing it together. May the Great Spirit grant you peace of mind. May the peace be there in all that you may find. May the peace be there in all you leave behind. There you go. May the Great Spirit grant you peace of mind. May peace be there in all that you may find. May the peace be there in all you leave behind. You can sing it again. May the Great Spirit